Fantastic. So that is a shot of the 199th overall selection, 6th round of the 2000 draft for the Patriots, and Charlie Weiss hanging out with the 201st overall selection in the 6th round of the Patriots 2003 draft. That's none other than Cliff Kingsbury, who had a little cup of coffee in New England. He didn't even last the season. He didn't even get there for the season starting. Mike Giardi with Cliff Kingsbury coming back as a head coach. Mike?
Thank you, Rich. Now, as a rule, the Patriots don't like to tell you what they're going to do. But Stephon Gilmore could not help himself this week when during an interview he said, quote, everybody knows, end quote, what his matchup was going to be this week, meaning a reunion with DeAndre Hopkins. The two have faced each other 5 times prior, and Gilmore has won way more than he's lost against Hopkins, who he called a great receiver, obviously. But why is he a great receiver? Well, Bill Belichick said, for starters, it starts with that catch radius for Hopkins. He is open even when he's covered. He also added that Hopkins is so intelligent, they often put him on the backside of those 3-by-1 formations, and he understands coverages and leverages so well that he can take advantage of whatever a defense is trying to do.
That's exactly what Hopkins is about. He makes a one-handed catch.
Oh, my goodness. Did he catch that? That's the touchdown catch of the year.
Hopkins with a one-handed grab. Toe tapper, yes!
D-Hop brought it down. Touchdown! You can't cover Duke.
DeAndre Hopkins caught it with 1 second left. I can't believe it.
Whether it's his remarkable ability to high point a Hail Mary and beat a triple team at the same time, or it's his uncanny ability to toe tap a sideline with only centimeters to spare, or his vice-like hands, or his equator-sized catch radius, or, well, you get the point. The question remains the same in regards to DeAndre Hopkins. How in the world did the Cardinals get him for just a second-round pick? Prior to his visit, you're right. I mean, prior to his visit with New England, with his quarterback on a most valuable trajectory, Hopkins sat down with one of our receivers with his own off-the-charts intangibles, Steve Smith Sr.
What's up, baby? What up? Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's atomic, you know, it's explosive. Let me see what we got here.
DeAndre Hopkins, miraculous!
You come here to Arizona, and people are wondering, how is he going to fit in? And yet, you're doing the exact same thing you did at Houston, now Arizona. What has the transition been like for you?
Man, I think this right here has definitely been smooth.
Welcome to the Valley Nuke.
And I think with the help of Cliff, he's a player's coach. All the guys love talking to him, being around him, and he makes it easy. Kyler, he came in, he was in Dallas training, we got together in the offseason, went over the plays, you know, made me feel part of the team.
One-handed catch and a touchdown.
Well, that's really where you build that chemistry, not just on the football field, but outside.
What kind of teammate has Kyler Murray been in his young career so far?
Man, he's been a great teammate.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
What surprised me about him more so than anything is how demanding he is.
Every time I go, safety. It's on top of the corner. Murray back to throw. Left side on the money to Hopkins.
Hearing about Kyler, he's a quiet person. You know, he doesn't talk that much. But as soon as I messed up one play, he was on me, man. That's the passion that I want my quarterback to have, and that shows how much he cares.
Break out and hit the sideline. Let's get it. Let's go score right here. Pulled in by DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got a touchdown. What? What I'm talking about?
How deep of a run can this Arizona Cardinals team make?
Man, we can go all the way, you know, to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
That's my mindset every time I step on the field, and that's my goal every year.
Oh, yo! Let's go!
Obviously, you know, us having Seahawks, the Rams, last year the team that played in the Super Bowl, the team that comes from this division has been through it.
Is there any pointers you can give some old guys and then some young guys coming out to be able to catch the ball?
What I do daily, driving in the sauna before I go to sleep, is a hand gripper. You know, what receivers use more than anything is their hands.
Correct.
So, you know, older guys, you know, that's going through it, you know, you might have could have had, you know, little stronger hands.
But when you were talking about older players, you weren't talking about me, you were talking about Mike Irvin, correct?
Yeah, I was talking about Mike. I know Mike somewhere in there, you know.
We can rap it!
All right, now it's time for Football 101, and subject today is that man right there, DeAndre Hopkins. And you heard Mike Girardi talk about it a little bit earlier, how they love to put Hopkins as their X-receiver, we say, that backside receiver, what you played in that Dallas offense, and how much that makes it easier on a young quarterback. Man, all I have to do is look back here and go, do I have one-on-one? And I've got a guy that I can trust. Right here, this isn't even a great throw, but I can just put it up to DeAndre Hopkins, and I expect him to make a play for me. Once again, you're going to see a cap here, what we call a corner blitz here. They both recognize it. They're both looking. They've got a great awareness, puts it on the back shoulder. This receiver added to Kyler Murray, who is such a gifted thrower of the football. Now it has made the game so much easier for him, Irv, to say, hey, I got my one-on-one backside. I don't even have to worry about the complicated stuff. Let me just take advantage of this playmaker that I've got.
Yeah, and Kurt, you talk about it, and we talk about the great matchup he has with Gilmore. And Gilmore shuts him down. He's had a game where he's had 78 yards against Gilmore before, but he's so great in short areas. You can never take him totally out of the game because he can do things like this. Look at how he works his feet in hand and create that separation because he understands timing late. Most receivers want to run away from contact, but he doesn't mind coming and engaging with you. He threads you, and he uses those hands to knock you off him and catches that ball because he has such great timing with Kyler Murray. It's impossible, Kurt. It's impossible to stop routes like that.
Well, and you mentioned it there. Gilmore loves to press. And with that quickness and strength of DeAndre Hopkins, will he press today? Because if you play off coverage, those are easy completions for DeAndre Hopkins. So a great chess match today between Belichick, Gilmore, and Hopkins and Kingsbury. That's some good stuff right there, Irv. Now let's see what's coming up next. Mooch, what you got?
Coming up next, Kurt Warner has a lot of NFL records, but they're getting broken every week. Find out which one of Kurt's records gets...
Predictions presented by Lexus. Steve, what do you got over there?
I have one this time.
Okay.
Have we gotten one right yet this year? Anyway, I'm going to get one right.
Yeah, I was close.
Guess who has a record for the most passing yards by a Rams quarterback?
Oh, boy.
Against my 49ers in a single season. Music. You know, 2001, you had 615 yards against Mooch's Niners. And you know what? I'm sick of you bragging this to Brenda about all these records you have against me. Just like I'm sick of vegan stuffing. Enough is enough, all right? So today, Jared Goff is going to throw for 418 yards combined with the last week, and he's going to smash your record, Kurt. And you know what? I'm fairly certain that you will have no more records to brag about against Mooch. That's it.
Hold on a second. Before you go, Kurt, who's serving you vegan stuffing?
You know, I hope Gail's not watching this. We didn't have vegan stuffing. My daughter made the best stuffing you ever saw in your life. But, you know, vegan stuffing, I don't do that. I don't do vegan stuffing. Kurt, I don't do vegan anything.
I only asked the pertinent questions.
I'm not.
You didn't do vegan anything.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to follow vegan stuffing. But anyways, going back to my storyline, I was talking about the Patriots and the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, Cam Newton, dual threat quarterbacks. So it got me thinking a little bit. We've got some other guys coming back in dual threat quarterbacks playing this week. We got Taysom Hill, we got Kendall Hinton. Nobody even knows what he is, but obviously he's more of a runner than a passer. We got Mitch Trubisky coming back in. So never ever have we had 10 quarterbacks on one NFL weekend that have thrown for a touchdown and run for a touchdown in the same game. So I say today, we get that never ever 10 quarterbacks.
Oh, wow.
We'll throw for one and run for one today.
10?
Man, I like that, man.
10.
Okay.
That one.
Right, and I'm going to pick up off the 418 that Coach gave Goff today and say that Ryan Fitzpatrick went for 419 yards in Week 16 last year versus Cincinnati Bengals. Rich, today, he's going to help you, Rich. He's going to smash his own record. He's throwing for 420 yards.
I love it.
He knows he's on his way out. He wants to leave his mark, and he remembers that the Jets was the best opportunity he had at really getting a long-term contract, and they did him dirty. They said you don't deserve it, and they sent him packing. And today, Fitzpatrick gets his revenge.
You know what? I'm sitting here, and I know I shouldn't be saying these things. I totally know I shouldn't be saying these things. But with the Jets saying, let's throw Sam Darnold out there, when the Jaguars are like, let's start Mike Glenn on, knock on wood if you're with me, you know, like start Glenn on while the Jets are trying to get Darnold back in there. I'm wondering, can we get the same guy who broke Geno Smith's jaw to meet with Darnold before the game?
You had to go there, huh?
Can we get that guy? Can we get that guy to get Darnold out of there? Because that's the guy that put Fitzpatrick in the starter spot for the Jets. Can we please?
No.